Dear students, very good morning. Today we are going to discuss Bharat Ratna Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar's annihilation of caste. First of all, we will take a short review of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar's life and his contribution. Dr. Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was born on April 14, 1891 and died on December 6, 1956. He was known as Baba Saheb, which means respected father in Marathi language. He was a well-known Indian jurist, political leader, philosopher, thinker, historian, economist, anthropologist, orator, prolific writer, human rights propounder, and eminent and erudite scholar, editor, and revolutionist. In his entire life, he championed the cause of Dalits and women in India and revived Buddhism. He becomes the chairman of the drafting committee of Indian Constitution, and therefore he was known as the architect of Indian Constitution. Being born in a downtrodden community, he becomes the strong preacher of annihilation of caste system in Indian social structure. He has brought out the evils of caste system and has given a complete analysis as to how the caste can be eradicated, caste can be annihilated. He is the author of the Indian Constitution. The most selling books of Dr. Ambedkar are The Problem of the Rupee, Its Origin and Its Solution, Thoughts on Pakistan, Who Were the Shudras, Riddles in Hinduism, and the Buddha and his Dhamma. Now we will turn towards the essay which is incorporated in a syllabi titled The Annihilation of Caste. Section number 20. The present extract which is prescribed in our syllabi under the title Annihilation of Caste describes the caste system as the reason for the slavery of crores of common people. The Anti-Caste Federation, Jat Paat Todak Mandal in Marathi, used to organize annual conferences. The main objective of this federation was to eradicate the caste system from amongst the Hindus. Dr. Ambedkar was elected as the president of the conference to be organized in Lahore in 1936. He was asked to write the presidential address, and accordingly, Dr. Ambedkar had written his presidential address, which was to be delivered in this conference. However, some of the members of the Jat Paat Todak Mandal feared that some of Dr. Ambedkar's ideas on eradication of casteism would trigger the controversy in society. Hence, they requested Dr. Ambedkar to omit some of the portions from his presidential address. Dr. Ambedkar sincerely refused to do so and asked him, I will not refuse any part of my presidential address. Resultantly, the Federation cancelled the conference. The present text prescribed in our syllabi is section 20 from Dr. Ambedkar's detailed speech represents one of the significant views regarding the caste problem in India. Later on, Dr. Ambedkar published his presidential speech on annihilation of caste independently in a book form. In this section 20, Dr. Ambedkar speaks about the ways out for eradication of casteism in Indian social structure, which makes crores of common people slave. Dr. Ambedkar in this section analyzes the Hindu religion, its caste system, and its religious texts, specifically Shastras. Dr. Ambedkar asserts that we cannot build up a nation or morality on the foundation of caste. Any nation, any morality cannot be built on the foundations of caste. The only question that remains to be considered for Ambedkar is how to bring about the reform of the Hindu social order. How to abolish caste is the utmost important question for Dr. Ambedkar. He thinks and rethinks upon this question and he comes to the conclusion of some of the observations regarding eradication of casteism. The first point which is very important to take into consideration regarding eradication of casteism according to Dr. Ambedkar is that Dr. Ambedkar refutes the remedy that some of the social reformists have suggested regarding abolition of caste, that is, abolition of subcaste. He says that abolition of subcaste will lead to the abolition of caste, and this remedy is not suitable according to Dr. Ambedkar. So the first step to take is to abolish subcaste is refuted by Dr. Ambedkar. According to him, this is an erroneous supposition. Ambedkar says that fusion of subcastes is possible through this way. There is no guarantee that the abolition of subcaste will necessarily lead to the abolition of caste. Hence, Dr. Ambedkar makes a clear-cut standpoint that the abolition of subcaste will only help to strengthen the castes and make them more powerful and therefore more mischievous. Hence, this remedy, according to Dr. Ambedkar, is neither practicable nor effective and may easily prove to be a wrong remedy. The second important point that Dr. Ambedkar has made in this section 20 regarding eradication of caste is the plan of action for the abolition of caste is begin with intercaste dinners. So the second step for breaking up the casteism is intercaste dinners. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar refutes this remedy as well, stating that it has not succeeded in killing the spirit of caste. There are many castes, according to Ambedkar, which allow interdining, but it is a common experience that interdining has not succeeded in killing the spirit of caste and the consciousness of caste. The word consciousness is deliberately used by Dr. Ambedkar. He was convinced that the real remedy is intermarriage. The third point, which is very important in matter of eradication of caste. Ambedkar says that fusion of blood can alone create the feeling of being kith and kin. And unless and until this feeling of kinship, of being kindred, becomes paramount, the separatist feeling, the feeling of being aliens created by caste will not vanish. So according to Ambedkar, intermarriage or intercaste or interreligious marriage, as you say, is the real remedy. Ambedkar says that among the Hindus, intermarriage must necessarily be a factor of greater force in social life than it need be in the life of the non-Hindus. where society is already well knit by other ties. Ambedkar says that marriage is an ordinary incident of life, and it is a crucial, it is an essential part of life. But where society is cut asunder, marriage as a binding force becomes a matter of urgent necessity. Ambedkar says that the real remedy for breaking caste is intermarriage. Nothing else will serve as the solvent of caste, according to him. He congratulates Jat Paat Todak Mandal's standpoint in this line of attack. It is a direct and frontal attack made by Jat Paat Todak Mandal, and hence he congratulates the Federation upon a correct diagnosis and more upon their having shown the courage to tell the Hindu people what is really wrong with them. Ambedkar fully appreciates the stand undertaken by the Jat Paat Todak Mandal, which they have suggested the real remedy in order to eradication of casteism in Indian social structure, that is intercaste marriage. Ambedkar states that interdining and intermarriage have become matters of common course, and and Hindus do not interdine and do not intermarry. This is the charge labeled by Dr. Ambedkar against the Hindus. Why is it that the Hindus do not interdine and intermarry? There can be only one answer to this question posed by Dr. Ambedkar, and that interdining and intermarriage are repugnant to the beliefs and dogmas which the Hindus regard as sacred. This is a bent of the mind of Hindus that the Shastras have inculcated, that interdining and intermarriage is not a sacred things. So what is more important, according to Dr. Ambedkar, is the belief which is inculcated in the mind of Hindu people. Ambedkar says that caste is not a physical object like a wall of bricks or a line of barbed wire which prevents the Hindus from mixing and which has to be pulled down. Ambedkar states that caste is a notion, it is a state of the mind. The destruction of caste, according to him, does not therefore mean the destruction of a physical barrier. It means a notional change. This is a very important point that Dr. Ambedkar has made, that caste does not, that the destruction of caste does not mean the destruction of a physical barrier. It means a notional change in the mentality of the Hindus. Caste may be bad. Caste may lead to conduct so gross as to be called man's inhumanity to man. All the same, it must be recognized that the Hindus observe caste not because they are inhuman or wrong-headed. They observe caste, according to Ambedkar, because they are deeply religious. They are religious, and this religious bent of mind compels Hindus to observe caste. People are not wrong, according to Ambedkar, in observing caste. In his view, what is wrong is their religion, which has inculcated this notion of caste, which compares this notion of caste in their mind. If this is correct, then obviously the enemy of the Hindus must grapple with is not the people who observe caste, but the Shastras, which teach them this religion of caste. Hence, criticizing and ridiculing Hindu people for not interdining or intermarrying or occasionally holding intercaste dinners and celebrating intercaste, interreligious marriages is a futile method of achieving the desired objective. Hence, Dr. Ambedkar states that the real remedy is to destroy the belief in the sanctity of the Shastras. Let me repeat once again. According to Ambedkar, the real remedy is to destroy the belief in the sanctity of the Shastras. How do you expect to succeed without destroying the belief in the sanctity of the Shastras? Is the basic question Dr. Ambedkar poses. He asked, how, if you allow the Shastras to continue to mold the beliefs and opinions of the people, you will not get success to eradicate casteism. Not to question the authority of the Shastras, to permit the people to believe in their sanctity and their sanctions, and then to blame the people and to criticize and ridicule them for their acts as being reasonable and inhuman. He quotes he quotes Mahatma Gandhi, who do not seem to realize the actual reasons behind the eradication of caste, and that people will not change their conduct until they cease to believe in the sanctity of the Shastras. No wonder, according to Ambedkar, that such efforts have not produced any result. So the efforts undertaken by Mahatma Gandhi in order to eradicate untouchability in Indian social structure proves futile. It has not get any kind of result because they have not understand the basic reason behind casteism. You also seem to be erring in the same way if you have not understand the basic cause behind casteism. To agitate for and to organize intercaste dinners and intercaste marriages, according to Ambedkar, is like forced feeding brought about by artificial means. He consistently makes a point very strong, stating that make every man and woman free from the thraldom of the Shastras, cleanse their minds of the pernicious notions founded on the Shastras, and then only he or she will interdine and intermarry without your telling him or her to do so. So this is the only way out in order to eradicate caste in Indian social structure. It is no use, according to Ambedkar, seeking refuge in criticism. No use of making criticism and ridiculing Hindu people. It is no use telling people that the Shastras do not say what they are believed to say if they are grammatically read or logically interpreted. What is more important, according to Ambedkar, is how the Shastras have been understood by the people. Hindu people must take the stand that Lord Buddha took. Hindu people must take the stand which Guru Nanak took. Hindu people must not only discard the Shastras, Hindu people must deny the authority of the Shastras as Lord Buddha and Guru Nanak. So Hindu people must have courage to tell, to understand the Shastras and the sanctity of the Shastras. You must have the courage, Dr. Ambedkar says, to tell the Hindus that what is wrong with them is their religion, the religion which produced in them this notion of the sacredness of caste. He asked a very important, a very pertinent question to the Hindu people at the ending part of his speech, that will you show that courage? Will you show that courage that the Hindu, will you show the courage to refuse Hindu Shastras, which again and again make a point that caste is a sacred thing. And if Hindu people refuse this ideology of Hindu Shastras, then and then only India will be free from the clutches of untouchability, clutches of casteism, religious barriers. This is the standpoint that Dr. Ambedkar has taken in this section number 20 under the title Annihilation of Caste. Thanks.